Well, it was a close shave tonight at Ball Arena. Thank goodness Nikola Jokic was doing triple-double kinds of things. His 13th triple-double of the season, 54th in his career. He carried the Denver Nuggets to a close win over the San Antonio Spurs. Hi again, everybody. Chris Marlowe, Katie Wingy, and Scott Hastings. Well, the game looked like it was going to be a rout early. The Nuggets led by 18. They were pouring it on, but Spurs fought back, and this was a close encounter of a tough night. Yeah, the Nuggets kept it interesting tonight for sure, and there were some things that I think they wanted to clean up that they didn't do a great job with. But at the end of the day, a win is a win. And Scott, when you look at this game on the regular schedule and the results down the road, it's just going to show up as a W, and that's what the Nuggets needed.
Yeah, Katie, but I'd like to just point out to you guys that it came at that 120 mark once again. See, Hastings' magical 120 is the key. Yeah, listen, the game, you're playing without Jamal Murray, which really hurts you, and it just seemed like the focus wasn't as completely there as it was maybe the other night, and that's you can kind of tell with the 30 points off of turnovers. I mean, Michael Malone said in the postgame show, you're supposed to lose those games, and to be honest with you, you probably are. So on one essence, maybe that shows you the strides they have made since the beginning of the year. And maybe this is a sign that fans helped this team tonight, because I think they lose this game 2 months ago.
Nuggets beat the Spurs for the 7th straight time. They now have an 8-game winning streak. First time they've done that since 2013. Nikola Jokic was brilliant once again. Whenever the Denver Nuggets needed a bucket, a rebound, an assist, he gave it to him. Yeah, and again, the Spurs threw a lot of different action at him. He actually started this game knocking down a couple triples and then had some drives based off of that, found his teammates. Scotty, I was so impressed with the way that he assisted tonight more than anything else. I mean, the way that he finished with that triple-double was just what the Nuggets needed.
Yeah, and he still threw the ball away a couple times. Katie had 3 turnovers, which, and I guess we have 13 assists. 3 turnovers isn't too bad, but boy, when it got tight in that second half in particular, especially in the third or the early fourth, brought him back in, game went zoom, But give San Antonio a lot of credit, and the fans. It felt like this is the first time people started saying MVP, and they were saying it not because they felt like they had to, because their buddy was saying it next to them. It felt like this was the first night they kind of really meant it. I mean, really meant it tonight.
Said it with their hearts.
Yeah, he bolstered his ascension to the MVP tonight. Nikola Jokic, an outstanding game. He was helped, though, by Michael Porter Jr. Porter, a double-double again, and there's a reason why we featured him in the Open, because he's been playing great.
Well, it's been the 1-2 punch, right? With Jamal Murray being out, there's needed to be some more production coming in different ways, and that came from a couple different guys, but Michael Porter Jr. really set the tone. Him and Nikola Jokic were connecting early on. Scott, I loved the way he was aggressive and looking for his shot early in this game.
Yeah, and listen, another one of those games, he had 12 points, I think, in the first half, got quiet in the third quarter, and then kind of came back late. Listen, people get on me on Twitter, and you probably saw it, Katie. Why are you so mean to him? He's so good. Yeah, but this kid's going to be great someday. You know what? Demand more from him now and then as he gets older, because, listen, I don't know if anybody who could watch Michael Porter play not realize this guy's going to be super special. And I said this on the radio show today. I think he'll be the leading scorer. I think he's a 25-12 guy. And that's those are hard to come by.
They sure are.
Yeah, those are hard to come. But I think he's going to be a 25-12 guy, and I think he'll end up being, in the next year or so, the leading scorer for the team. I think Joker will always be your best player, but he's going to be your leading scorer.
Well, tonight, the 11th game this season where the Nuggets have had 3 players score 20 or more. Jokic and Porter, you know about. How about Monte Morris tonight off the bench? He was superb.
He looked like he was healthy, too. He was back in his rhythm, very comfortable with what he was doing. 5 of 5 from the three-point line, and, I mean, he was the X factor to me in this game.
I thought so, too.
You got what you needed from Jokic and Michael Porter Jr., but then Monte Morris, just unexpected brilliance from him tonight, Scott.
Well, that play, though, right there, you and I were, like, laughing. When he pulled up in transition and hit that three, we're like, oh, my gosh, he kind of feels good about himself. But, yeah, ends up with a really good night, 7 of 8 shooting, those 5 for 5. Hey, when you only win the game by 2, guess what? You didn't want to take any one of them field goals he made away, do you? And even Paul Millsap. Paul Millsap only had 1 field goal tonight. Thank you, Paul, right, when you win a 2-point game.
Well, the Denver Nuggets complete the couple of wins over the Spurs. They'll take on the Celtics on Sunday. And how do you get ready for that game quickly?
Well, I think you have to watch some film on this game, and they know what they need to clean up. And you can't give 30 points to the Boston Celtics off of turnovers. So that, I think, will be priority number one. But you also can't overlook them, Scott, based on their record. I think they're much better than what they seem on paper.
Well, and you want Jamal Murray to come back because I think that's going to be your big advantage. You hope that Michael Porter Jr. and Gordon can at least eliminate or play even with Brown and Tatum. You know, maybe they win that one because I think you'll win the center position. If you can win one of those two battles, both those guys are excellent. And then if Jamal can come back and you win that guard position, that's how you win the game. But they can get a little more defensive-minded than they were in tonight's game. But to me, I think this is a mentally tough game for them. You see the same team. You're tired. We know we're better than them. And let's be honest, right now the Denver Nuggets are better than San Antonio. And to get and play yourself through that sometime is kind of tough. But Boston took care of you in Boston, so you owe them a little bit.
All right, that's a wrap on this one. Hope you enjoyed the Toyota game recap. Don't forget, we're on the air Sunday against the Boston Celtics. Going to be a beautiful game, we hope. Can the Nuggets complete a undefeated homestand at 5-0? It's an early game. Nuggets and the Celtics will be on the air at 12 p.m. The tip right around 1. We hope to see you then. Make your plans to join us.